And a very big thank you to One Time Plumber for sponsoring our KRIM Community Spotlight program. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio here in the Sawmill Theater Movie Complex. Hope you're having a great Wednesday morning, and the weather out there today, another sunny day, and still going to be a little bit cooler today, maybe right around 60 degrees or high 50s, but it will be warming up soon enough, so enjoy that cool weather while it's here. Well, today we're going to be talking with John Hancock, and he's with Banner Payson Medical Center. He's a certified diabetes educator that does a class here in Payson, a diabetes education class. So good morning, John.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Yes, thank you so much. I know you've been on once before, and I believe, well, maybe twice.
I've been
Twice?
once for diabetes and once for something else. So
I think the college, right?
with the college nursing program.
That's right. So once for diabetes, and it was a great program, very informative, and I think you know, people are very fortunate, or we're very fortunate to have you with all the knowledge you have, but also this class that, or classes that are offered to people in Rim Country that can attend the class to get informed and to learn more about diabetes and what they can do if they have diabetes, or to prevent it, I believe, correct?
That's correct. They've actually, every year, of course, I go to the classes for diabetes updates, and last year they said that diabetes education, classes like ours, is as beneficial as taking metformin for lowering A1C. So if you do both of those, it's even better, but just being informed, knowing the things that you should do to take care of your body, huge benefit.
So let's see, I'm going to test myself a little bit to see how well I paid attention from the last time you were on, and I believe one of the things that you said was one of the best things you can do is movement.
Correct. That's the first thing.
That's one of the M's, right? They were
That's
the M&M's, right?
M&Ms.
M&Ms.
You're very good. You passed the test.
Well, I'm remembering, but now I need to do some of these things.
Well, there's the problem.
Yeah.
Movement and meal planning is, a lot of people say, oh, I manage my diabetes with diet and exercise. No one wants to have to be on a diet, and no one wants to exercise, so we just switched the name to movement and meal planning. Same thing.
So, yes, yeah. And movement, so when you're talking about movement, what should people be shooting for? What should their goal be?
Well, everyone is individual, and a lot of people say, I will tell, park farther from the front door of the store and walk. That counts. Well, I can't walk. There are other things that you can do for movement. There's lots of chair exercises. You can ride a stationary bike. You can swim. All sorts of things. Not necessarily so much to get your heart rate up, even though that's very important, but to get the blood flowing, because diabetes kind of messes up your vascular system, particularly your hands and feet, eyes, kidneys, those sorts of things.
So I guess before we get into the classes and you talk more about those, maybe give listeners and viewers watching on our Facebook page a little background about yourself and what got you into this field or area.
Okay, I am myself a diabetic, which makes a lot of people, when I am teaching them and helping them with their diabetes, feel comfortable, because I understand what they are going through. I understand when people say, well, you can't have that, and how do they know what I can or can't have? I've been a diabetic for 51 years, and so I have kept up with the progress from early days of insulin to now that has all sorts of fancy things. My mom was a nurse. I became a nurse, and everybody said, hey, you're a nurse, you should teach the diabetic people. So I did that, and then went to the classes, took the tests to become certified to be a diabetes educator. So I am a registered nurse and diabetes educator.
And I also remember, yeah, as far as you being able to empathize
Correct.
with people, with also a comment you made, I think last time was, oh, it's just, one little stick a day, or, oh, just getting poked once a day. You're like, well, do you do it? Or, so you don't know how that feels or how that is.
I actually, with the medical students that are here in town doing their training, had a little meeting with them a couple of weeks ago, and I had them poke their fingers, and they had a hard time doing that. So now they understand that, that might not be as fun as I thought it was going to be.
or just as, simple or, not a big deal.
Right.
Yeah, that's so true. Unless you're actually doing it, you don't know.
Right.
You don't know. So the classes that you offer, first, where are these classes held?
We do this at the Manor High Country Seniors. That's 215 North B line. It's the two-story building across from Walmart, the hardware store over there. Do it pretty much every Monday. Of course, there's a holiday or two in there or something, but it's every Monday, 11 a.m. to 12.
Okay.
If people need a little bit more help or training, I stay and we have one-on-one classes. But the actual class, 11 to 12, pretty much every week, and it's a circular class.
Okay.
So we start off with movement, then we go to the meal planning, monitoring, medications, just all those. And when we get to the end of those 7 classes, we just start over again. So anybody can jump in at any time. This week we're talking about meal planning, and oh, I missed movement last week. Just come and you will get information.
All right. And these classes, is there a cost?
It is free. Actually, the hospital is paying for that.
Wow.
You don't have to be a member of the High Country Seniors. You don't have to be old. You don't have to be anything. I shouldn't have said that. You don't have to be
Senior,
advanced.
more senior.
Right. I've had teenagers come and go through the classes. It's just, and yet actually you don't have to be a diabetic. Lots of family members come to listen, to get information. So it's just to learn, give more knowledge. Knowledge is power.
So again, when are those classes? What days and times are they?
Mondays at 11 o'clock.
Okay. And High Country Seniors. And I know we've had, you mentioned her name, who's going to be on the program this morning.
Tiffany Clark.
Tiffany. She, I believe, runs or in charge of the High Country Seniors?
Yeah, she's in charge of the High Country Seniors. They have several different classes, courses, things for seniors. And these classes actually started before she was there. We've been doing them probably 12 years, I'm guessing. But it's getting more now that the hospital is actually behind it and doing more sponsorship. It's better.
And with the High Country Seniors, just to talk a little bit about that wonderful program for seniors, membership only $15 a year. Now, do you have to be a member of, and you don't have to be a member of High Country Seniors for these classes because, like you said, it's open to all ages.
Correct.
Open to anyone.
This is a community outreach provided by the hospital. That's just happens to be where we have a nice room that we can meet for our classes.
All right. So talk about meal preparation. What are some of the foods, and I know like everyone's a little different with what they can eat, how much they can eat, but what are some of the, I guess, typical foods or foods that maybe people think they're okay, but they're not, or they need to be careful of?
Well, the Diabetes Association, which is what I use, now a diabetic diet is a normal, healthy diet. Back off on the simple sugars.
Mm-hmm.
Used to it was you had to have a certain number of calories, and now they're just saying normal, healthy diet, which has carbohydrates, proteins, and fats in an arranged percentage. Most of the most of the calories should come from carbohydrates, and people don't understand that. Our bodies run on sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Carbohydrates are sugar,
Mm-hmm.
but we want complex carbohydrates, so whole grain breads, those sorts of better for you type food. White bread isn't as good for you as whole grain bread,
Mm-hmm.
but they're both still bread.
Mm-hmm.
So we want those balances, and then a proper lean meats, proteins, healthy fats. So French fries are about as bad as you can get.
Not a healthy fat.
Not a healthy fat or a healthy carbohydrate. Potatoes are not so good.
Yeah, a tasty
Very
one,
good.
but not healthy. Yeah. So what's an example then of a healthy fat? Avocado?
Avocado, classic. And fish, even though it's meat, fish has those healthy fats, the omega-3s and those
Mhm.
sorts of.
And they're a great example, fried fish, where not as healthy
Correct.
versus a baked fish.
Correct.
So,
Baked and boiled.
Mhm.
And that's the whole deal with the class, is we just want people to make a better choice. Of course, everybody has heard before, you can't have, and I will not say that you can't have anything.
mhm,
We just need to change it a little bit to make it better,
mhm,
or not eat as much.
mhm.
I had someone come in and ask if they could have strawberry pie, and I said, yes. And that kind of surprised him. And I said, but you can't have half the pie.
Yeah.
You can have a little bit, and other modifications, go for a walk.
But it's so hard, especially if it's from Crosswinds Restaurant. And,
Exactly.
you know, goodness, and it just tastes so good. We have someone watching on our Facebook Live, Jamie Sue Roberts, that said, great class, very informative. John is an excellent teacher.
Well, thank you. We try to have fun
Yeah.
at class.
Mm-hmm.
Diabetes is it's a serious thing.
Mm-hmm.
It causes heart problems, stroke, leading cause of amputations,
Mm.
kidney disease, blindness. So this is kind of heavy duty stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but we try to make it a little bit lighthearted. So it's important, follow these things, but you can also have fun while you're not having fun.
Yeah. While you're talking about a not fun topic. Right. Again, if you're just tuning in or just started watching on our KRIM Radio Facebook live stream, talking with John Hancock. He's a certified diabetes educator, and he teaches diabetes education classes at the High Country Seniors, which is located at 215 North Beeline Highway, right here in Payson. It's just across from the Walmart, two-story brown building, right there. The phone number over there, if you want to give them a call, 928-596-4747. And also, again, John, your classes are what days and times?
Mondays, pretty much every Monday,
Every Monday, okay.
from 11 to 12.
All right. And these are free classes.
Yes.
Again, they're for people with diabetes, any age, or caretakers, if you're taking care of somebody with diabetes, or if you want to just get more information
Get
about.
more information so you know what's going on with your neighbor up the street, or something for you to be able to help. This is just for knowledge, information.
Mhm. Now, you mentioned before the program another class that you do on hypertension.
Correct. It's also on Mondays, but it's once a quarter. So the
Okay.
next hypertension class will be in May.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, again, those with high blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
We give some information to help you know what high blood pressure is, what could cause it, how to make it better. Both of these classes are how to live life better.
Mm. So with hypertension, what are the strategies, or what are you looking at or focusing on in that class?
The biggest thing for hypertension is lifestyle changes.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it is also diabetes, but
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle changes, smoking cessation is a big thing. Those same sorts of foods that aren't good for a diabetic aren't good for someone with high blood pressure either. Fatty, fried foods, those sorts of things. Possibly watching your sodium intake.
Okay.
And then, of course, the monitoring, take your blood pressure. You don't know what it is if you don't ever take it.
Mm-hmm.
And then how to take the medications properly.
Okay. And there are probably a lot of different medications for high blood pressure?
There are a lot of different medications, but there are not very many different classes.
Mm-hmm.
So ACE inhibitors, there's 15 different ACE inhibitors, but they're still all ACE inhibitors.
Gotcha.
And it's surprising that most people don't know how, when to take their medicine, any medication. Taking it at 8 o'clock is different than taking it at 10 o'clock. It works differently in your body. So we try to help with that.
Gotcha. Tasha Miller, she's also watching, and she said, definitely the best teacher ever. He makes things so easy to understand.
I pay these people to
You
say
bet. Right on cue, Tasha. No. No. So how many people normally are in these classes?
We have between 12 and 15 now in the diabetes class. And of course, it's not the same people. They go through the class a time or two, and then new people come in. We had some new ones come in this week. But 12 to 15.
Okay.
The hypertension class usually only has 2, 3, 4. I don't know if that's just they're not aware of it, or they don't really want to come and tell people they have high blood pressure.
Yeah.
That is no one wants to say that they're sick.
Yeah. But now, with both high blood pressure, hypertension, or diabetes, a word that I know you use a lot is managing.
Correct.
Managing it. And that's, I guess, the goal of your classes is to help people or give people the knowledge to be able to manage.
Correct. It's a little bit of a misconception when people say, and you see this on TV, oh, we've cured your diabetes. No, you haven't. We have just managed it. You're still going to have to do your movement and meal planning and check your blood sugar from time to time. Or managing your blood pressure means, wow, we're 120 over 80, yay! But you'll still need to do whatever it is that you need to do for that.
Yes. Yeah, if you stop or change, have a drastic change, even maybe not so drastic change, it will affect.
Absolutely. And we get that in particularly the diabetes class. They come in with an A1C of 14, which means your average blood sugar is over 300. And we get it down to 7, which is the Diabetes Association's what they would like, or even lower. And everything goes along well, and so they said, well, I'm good, I don't come to class anymore, and 6 months later they're back with their A1C back up at 14, and they say, well, I fell off the wagon, and here we are, let's get going again. So it's something that is going to be forever.
What is the difference, or how different are fruit versus like a soda or sugar in a candy bar?
That's a good question. Fruit is sugar. That's the whole idea of the fruit, is the plant's trying to get its seeds around so the elk eat your peaches and go and deposit the seeds someplace else. So it is sugar. It's going to, and it's a simple sugar that will raise your blood sugar faster, but it's natural more than a highly processed sugar cane, white sugar. So your body reacts differently to it. We still need to manage that with whatever thing that your doctor has prescribed, and we're adjusting. It's processed is going to be the key there. Peach is not processed except by the tree. The candy bar, the soda pop, all of those sorts of things are processed by a machine, so our body doesn't have to break it down using up energy to do that.
Gotcha. And I guess that's why, and I remember hearing somebody with diabetes or low blood sugar and orange juice.
Correct.
Or have some orange juice, and that, I guess, provides instant.
We want, if it's too low, we want to get that blood sugar high right away. And that's going to be juice. Actually, 4 ounces of soda pop would do the same thing. Hard candy. So that's the only time you really get to do the simple sugars.
What can cause, and it might be a lot of different things, but like a drop or getting your sugar real low or going real low?
Well, depending on the medication that you're taking, you take insulin and forget to eat, well, the insulin's going to work on something, and there isn't any food, so that could go too low. Or you go work in the yard way more than you had expected and didn't eat a snack somewhere along, it can make that go too low.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's true. Exerting yourself, or
right. That's the
where it's
movement
burning, and it's burning the sugars in the body.
Right.
So going back to the movement, I know, boy, it's great being here in Payson and Rim Country. So many opportunities to get out and enjoy the weather. I know recently maybe a little colder, or with the snow a little bit harder, but it doesn't last that long.
Right.
So I know there's different groups in town and different places. You see quite a few people enjoying Green Valley Park, walking around the lakes there. I'm sure that's a popular spot.
That's a popular spot. We have the hiking club that goes and does the various trails, and they have, around here there's a million trails, and some very difficult, some not so difficult. We have people that go as a group, and it all, right now it's been spring, everybody, you see the bikes all over the place, which is good. People out hiking, walking, and lots of opportunities. You can go to Tonto Apache Gym where they have the pool, they do water aerobics. The college has Zumba classes, various things around town.
And what's great at the college, Gila Community College, the classes, I believe, are free for 55.
55 and over.
The senior sneaker, or silver sneakers program.
Right.
So whether it's classes over there or
joining the gym.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's a great resource, a great service for people 55 and over.
Right. And I have, well, he's not mine, but he goes and just walks up and down the hall, the main 100 building hall, with his walker, walks up and down 10 or 15 times to get his exercise, and that's great. Nearly anything will work.
Yeah, that's true. If especially, well, depending on where you're at, your level, and if you have a walker, then if you're limited to inside a building, that's what you can do.
That's
You can
what you
still, yeah, have that movement. Well, it's, yeah, these are great classes. Again, very informative, and all of the feedback, I'm sure it wasn't paid, even though John said that, you know, these people are paid, but I don't believe that for 1 minute. I believe that they truly have enjoyed your classes and have gotten a lot of great information from them, and you know, it's helped them deal with, you know, whether it's diabetes or hypertension. So.
Well, that's why I do this. That's why I became a nurse, is to help people. The reason I teach these classes is because I've seen way too many complications that people could have stopped long ago. So we have the class, we try to help, and I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Well, again, you can find out more about these classes, the days, times, by contacting the Banner Payson High Country Senior Center. Again, they're located at 215 North Beeline Highway, right across from Walmart in the two-story brown building, and their number is 928-596-4747. Their hours of operation, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and I believe that's Monday through Friday.
Monday through Thursday.
Monday through Thursday, thank you. Monday through Thursday. So, and there it is, there are the hours right there. And I'm looking at, if you just do a Google search, Banner Payson High Country Senior Center, it will come right up. The website, it has all this information. And again, these classes are free to anyone that would like to attend. Any age, you can go and attend these workshops. So, well, thank you so much, John.
Thank you for having me.
Coming on this morning. Oh, you are so welcome. It's great to get this information out. Again, so many great resources in our community, classes or programs that maybe you just don't know about or people don't know about, but they're great to take advantage of, so you can get informed.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening and watching today. Also, again, a big thank you to One Tom Plumber for sponsoring our KRIM Community Spotlight program. Time to get back to the music here with some Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, U2, REM, and more. But first, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service. And you guys have a beautiful day.